What's going on, y'all? This is Clarence Jr. breaking down the Bulldogs. So we got a quick stream, a quick show. This is going to be a premiere. And before I get too far into it, let me just break a few things down. Number one, I do not dislike WSSU. I don't hate WSSU. I'm not preying on their downfall. It's really as simple as this. There are, as of right now, I believe, right now there are 11 football participating members in the CIAA. Of those 11 members, there's about 5 or 6 that are relevant. 5 or 6 that move the needle. 5 or 6 that consistently put out content, whether official content or alumni fan content. And within that, there are 2 or 3 schools that engage in conversation at all online in any significant way. 2 or 3. And WSSU is one of the very few. So, when you put all that together, WSSU is going to get talked about quite a bit. Because let's just be real. Who from Fayetteville State can you interact with and talk to? Who from Virginia State can you interact and talk to? Who from Virginia Union can you interact and talk to? Who from Johnson C. Smith can you interact and talk to? Nobody. Nobody. Let's just keep it real. If you want to engage in CIAA content and banter online, it's going to be WSSU, Bowie State. I have talked to, and even with Livingstone, I've talked to a Livingstone coach. But as far as like alumni, I haven't really talked to much of them. So really, listen, Winston, it's me and y'all. All we got. All we got is each other. Ain't nobody else. We got to get some more people to jump into the fray, honestly. But, it is what it is. And so this is not hate. This is not me wanting to tear y'all down. This is not me trying to make y'all our rival. Listen, for the longest time, y'all were in the South Division. We were in the North Division. So obviously we weren't rivals then because we weren't in the same division. And we're not rivals now. Once again, y'all listen. Y'all one of the only people in the conference to talk to. So y'all gonna get the most talking to because who else? Well, I'm gonna talk to myself? No. Okay, so there's that. Also, once again, y'all have a lot of different people putting out a lot of different content. So it is what it is. And so what I want to speak to you guys very briefly today about is the fact that I do not believe that WSSU is going to win the championship this year. There's a few reasons, but the most important reason that jumped out to me was a recent press conference held by the coach. When I heard this press conference, and I combine it with other sound bites that I have heard in the season so far, I said to myself, that ain't it. They're not going to win a championship. Now, once again, it's not going to hurt me either way if y'all do or y'all don't. Because, listen. Union, who's right up the road 2.5 hours from us, has won back-to-back. And blown us out back-to-back years. Has beat us 3 years in a row. So it's not like, if y'all do win, it's like, okay. If y'all don't win, it's like, it's not like, I can't have them win. If anything, I don't want Union to win again. I'm tired of them winning. So, it's no issue with y'all. It's just, once again, WSSU fans are the most active online. And if I'm going to be real, since before the season started, the fans and the coach have been talking a whole lot about we got to win a championship this year, right? There's 2 reasons for that. The first reason is the fan base is saying, hey, it's been a while. We want to win. We need to win. The second reason is the coach knows his job may be on the line. And so he's like, hey, if I want to keep my job, I need to win. So you put those two things together, and everybody's talking about championship, left and right, all day, every day. But when I saw this press conference, this most recent one, I believe is the most recent one. When I saw this clip from this press conference, I said, yeah. Is it possible that WSSU could win the championship? It's possible as of now. It's possible. But the mentality of the coach is the main reason why I'm saying they're not winning the championship this year. Right? And so I'm going to play it for you, and I'm going to juxtapose that with the press conference from another coach in the same conference, coincidentally talking about the exact same game that the other coach is talking about. But before I get into that, listen, this week we just hit 500 subs. We're over 505 at this point. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the season, but the significance of hitting the 500 milestone means that we can now monetize the channel and we can now accept super chats. So I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity to be the very first one to hit a super chat on this channel. So please super chat this video. Be the first person ever to drop some dimes on this program.
Donations. Donations. Donations, 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 gifts, 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 more gifts.
All right. So now let's get into the video because this is gonna be short and sweet. We're gonna get in and out. Paul. Okay, so let me pull this up because I do have the video queued up. I'm going to explain to you what the issue is, all right? And so once again, this is a press conference, and the coach is going to be speaking about the upcoming game, all right? Let me go ahead and I'm going to leave it just like that, actually. All right, so here we go. Listen to this.
Last year we finished up 7-3, which I thought was a pretty good record. But again,
hold on, see, that's already an issue right here. And let's just have an honest conversation. I know people are like, oh, you hating, you're mad because you lost. Listen, I didn't lose. I don't play. I didn't lose. I had one of my most viewed shows of all time on the channel. I didn't, me personally, I'm going up, you know. Now, obviously, it's my alma mater. I want them to win. I thought they would win. But me personally, I did not lose. I'm winning right now. So that's number one. But number two, that was last week. It's on the Fayetteville State this week. You know? And so I'm not mad. I'm not salty. I'm moving forward. He's talking. Well, let's just get into it. I want you to think about this, and let's just have an honest conversation. What great coach, what championship coach have you ever heard sitting around talking about what our record was last season when we're, 25, 30, 40% into the following season? And they're talking about our record last year was this and that? That was the first thing. It was like, why is he talking about last season?
We have the ability to win one more, which would be 8-2. That will get us into the championship game.
That's what jumped out to me. The biggest game of the season, because it's the next game, they're playing Virginia Union at home, and he's talking about we went 7-3 last year. We want to win. We want to go 8-2 this year, which would be one more game, which would get us into the championship game. Why are you talking about the championship game and there's still 6 games left to play? Also, I wasn't a math major at Bowie State, but I know a little bit of math. If you're talking about going 8-2 and you've already lost 2 games this year, that sounds like to me you're saying you want to win out the rest of the season. You want to go on if you include the Bowie game, you want to go on a 7-game win streak to finish the season. When once again, of course you want to win every game, but let's just be honest. What championship level coach do you hear talking about games down the line. Championship level coaches talk about this week's game, this week's opponent. They don't talk about last week's game. They definitely don't talk about last season. And they don't talk about the opponent 2-3 games down the line and how we're going to go on this win streak and we're going to win every single game and we go into the championship. Championship coaches do not talk about going to the championship game in week 5. They don't do that. Let's just be real.
And that's the goal. We don't want to win. We don't plan on that. We'll lose any more games this season.
Oh, wait. We don't plan to lose any more games this season. Once again, obviously you want to win every game, obviously. But at the same time, what championship level coaches do you know that have a press conference in week 5 and say, you know what? We don't plan on losing any other games this season. When did you ever see Nick Saban? And look at all the national championships they won in Alabama. When did you ever hear him saying, hey, man, we got LSU this week, but then after that, we got Ole Miss, and then we got Missouri, and then we got Texas, and then we got Georgia. We going to win all of those games, and then we're going to win the SEC championship, and then we're going to the playoff. You've never heard him say that in a press conference. Oh, we don't plan on losing another game this season. And we know how dominant Alabama was. But he never got in a press conference in front of everybody and said, you know what, we're going to win the rest of our games. We want to get into the championship. Last season, we did this, and the third. And so this year, we want to do this because we want to go to the champ. You don't hear championship level coaches talking like that. Ryan Day at Ohio State. Or you can go back to Coach Harbaugh at Michigan. Week 3, and they playing Wisconsin. Oh, we're gonna beat Wisconsin this week, but in 3 or 4 weeks we got the Ohio State game. And once we beat Ohio State, then we're gonna win the Big Ten championship, and then we're going to the playoffs, and we're gonna beat Alabama and show the Big Ten is just as good as the SEC. You didn't hear him say that. Why is this important? Why does this matter? Think about the amount of pressure you are putting on not only yourself, but the team, the players. Basically telling them, hey, not just focus on Virginia Union and let's play loose and let's play fast, but let's play smart and let's get a win at home. But you're telling the team, hey, we need to win every single game. It's championship or bust. We can't lose no more games this year. Starting at week 1, we talking about the championship. Can't lose. You're putting a whole lot of pressure on these players that, we can't lose any games. And this game is a must-win game. And this game is bigger than this game. And this game, I've seen WSSU fans talk about, oh, man, this game versus Union, it's like the championship. Because if we don't win this game, we can't go to the championship. Oh, that Mars Hill win, that's a good win for when we win the championship and go into the playoffs because Mars Hill's 3-1. Listen, it's y'all putting a whole lot of pressure on these players to basically win every single game. And let me tell you something. It could work. Like it could say, hey, we want to win every game, and so we're going to go out here. We're going to treat this Union game like it's a championship, but we're going to beat Union, and then we're going to do the same thing the next week. It could work like that. It could happen. I don't think it will, but it could happen. But what could also happen is you could go out there with that this is the championship, and this is a very huge game, and you could beat Union at home and then turn around and lose to a lesser opponent. Because this game ain't as big as this game, and this game was like the championship, but this one is not like the championship, and we just expect to win this game. We think that this game and this game is a hurdle in terms of getting to the championship, but we think these games are foregone conclusions. So we kind of come in the game too loose, too relaxed, not taking the opponent seriously. Next thing you know, we in a dogfight. And then we start thinking about how if we lose this game, the whole season is over because we made a championship or bust. And now we start to panic and make mistakes and things start to unravel because we're not just thinking about, hey, what can we do for the next play to try and win this game? We're thinking about, we got to do this and make this happen, and we need a big play right here because we got to win this game because we're trying to win the championship, because you're thinking about the whole season in one game.
So to be in the mix and still be relatively healthy, we're blessed. And
it's the part that don't make sense when you talk about being in the mix. Statistically, everybody except for, Lincoln, Bluefield, ECSU, everybody is pretty much in the mix. Just being real, everybody's in the mix because a lot of teams have not played each other yet. And even teams with bad records, like our team has a bad record, we are still only 0-1 in the conference. So based on just the standings, the majority of the conference is still in the mix. For the most part, if you win out, you have a chance to be in the championship game, almost everybody. So it's just like, what are you talking about? And once again, what does this have to do with this game coming up versus Union? Let's focus on this one game. And then next week, you focus on that one game. And then depending on how that goes, guess what? When the end of the season comes, then we can start talking about the championship game that we actually made it to. But this approach, when have you ever seen somebody win with this approach? That's all I want you to do. Just tell me one person that has approached it like this and it's worked out.
we're happy, we're excited about it.
Okay, so let me show you the difference. Listen to how this coach talks about the game. Mind you, this is a coach that actually has won championships. As a matter of fact, this coach has won the last 2 championships back to back, going for a 3-peat. And guess what? A 3-peat could mean potentially a new position somewhere else, which would give him either a 5-figure or even a 6-figure raise. But look at how the actual championship coach is talking about the game coming up.
It's the CIAA game. That's the first thing, and every CIAA game is important. You're in that midst of the season where, you can't, you can't overlook, you can't look past, you can't look around because everybody's going to play extremely tough. And Winston has a great ball club.
Look, first he talks about, oh man, it's a conference game. You compliment the opponent. This team is good. You can't overlook anybody. This is a good opponent. He's going to championship coaches. They're going to focus on this particular game. They're going to overly praise their opponent. They're going to stress the importance of focusing on this particular game. They're going to talk about what they do well and what they need to do to win this game. Then they're going to praise the opponent some more. They're not going to talk about the last game or the next game, and they definitely not talking about no championship. Listen.
Coach Massey does a great job down there, and I'm having those guys ready. Looking at them guys on film, they can do a lot of good things on offense and defense. So, it's just preparation kind of as usual for us. Our guys going to attack this week just like we kind of been attacking every other week. Not making it bigger or definitely not making it smaller than what it is.
Oh, did you hear that? First of all, he poured it on with the compliments, saying he just hey, the great program, great coach, great everything. But did you hear what he just said? Same approach every game. We're not getting too high. We're not getting too low. We're not getting too excited. We're not getting too bored. Same approach every game.
But when you're playing against teams in the CIAA now, it's always a match. It's always a tough match, and you can kind of look at how teams are kind of evening up. Things are, a lot more parity in this league now, where it's going to be games week in and week out, that you're going to see a lot of close games, a lot of time.
Oh, looks like this coach is paying attention. He's saying, hey, teams are better. The overall competition is better. The overall conference is better. There's a lot more parity. Games are going to be closer. Don't think, oh, you're going to just, because we this and that, we just going to roll out there. We're going to win these games. Attention to detail. Focus. One game at a time. versus the other coach. Oh yeah, we're not gonna lose another game this season. We were 7-3. We're gonna go 8-2. We go win the championship. Come on, man. Here's the coach that actually won championships. Is he talking like that?
Tight games, a lot of competitive games. So and that's just hats off to all the coaches in the league for stepping it up and making sure.
Look at that. He's not even playing these people. He praises everybody in the conference. Respecting all the opponents, respecting everybody, just showing love to everybody.
You know, they're doing everything so we can be talked about, like you said, on a national stage where multiple times this year, CIAA games are games of the week, you know, that people want to focus on and see. You know, that wasn't necessarily a big thing of the past, but you see that a whole lot, you know, this year. So, you know, I'm extremely excited about that, you know, and, you know, we want to go out there and make sure we do our part. You know, that's kind of our thing when it comes to this. You know, we want to show up and play our brand of football against a good ball club down there against Winston-Salem.
Look at how many times he said, "Oh, the good team, good team, good." He just throwing on the praise. He's setting the tone. Focus on this game, this opponent. At any given time, you can lose. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Focus on the task at hand. And don't take your opponent lightly.
You know, Bowman Gray has always been a tough place to play, even back when I was a player. You know, we knew when we went to Bowman Gray, we had to scrap it up. You know, so nothing has changed. It's going to be that type of game on Saturday.
Oh, you know,
do you hear the difference? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, when has this approach ever worked before? Just help me out. When? And that's all I wanted to say about this one. You know, once again, the super chat is live. Show me some love.
Donations. 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 Donations.
All right. So, also, if you can find me a Fayetteville State person to make a bet with, they don't even have to be a content creator. All they gotta do is agree to when we win, when we to purchase a Bowie shirt and wear it, and I will post it on the show. They don't even got to be a content creator. Just buy your shirt, put it on, take a picture with it, and post it, and then I'll share it on the show. Hey, I'm good with that. If you can find me a Fayetteville State fan that's not scary, hey, link them up with me because Saturday is going down. It's going down. All right. I appreciate y'all coming through. Peace.